this is Charlie, and I'm coming to you today with your daily dose of business tech inspiration. Today, it's topic number 265, and we're going to be talking about choosing the right plugins for your website. All right, I'm going to talk about plugins. When I hear the word plugins, I think WordPress, but there are plugins on any number of systems. What is a plugin? It is a piece of software, I guess, piece of code that comes all together that literally plugs into a bigger system to enhance that bigger system. So if you're thinking about WordPress, if you are familiar with that at all, it is a content management system. It gives you some very base functionality out of the box, but you can add different plugins to give you different pieces of functionality. Contact forms is one of them. Backups is another one. Shopping carts and e-commerce is another one. What else have I got that we do? Being able to send mail securely from your website is another one. So yeah, you've got different types of plugins that do different types of things. Not all plugins are created equally. Not all plugins are free. Some cost money, some should cost money, and I'm more than happy to pay money for them. Some I wouldn't pay for. It's a personal preference. And what I'm going to talk about here today is the things that you need to look for when you're looking at choosing a plugin. So I'm going to start with the first thing you would look at when you're looking at choosing a plugin is what is the functionality that you need. Make sure that you choose a plugin that addresses specific needs, such as search engine optimization, security, form, e-commerce. You want to choose that without overloading your website with unnecessary features. Now, this might sound stupid to say, but one of the things that I find when I take over someone's website or someone comes to me and says, we've had this website for a while, we'd like you to take on the maintenance on it. My thing is, yep, sure, we're going to do an audit. And then I get in there and there's 3 plugins. Each have a slightly different feature that is being used, but all of them have a common base set of features. So what we end up with is a lot of bloat on the site that because these plugins all replicate similar features that aren't being used. And what we try to do is find the common thing in those plugins and trim them right down to just one. Just one. What is it you are doing? What one can do all of these things? What do we need to change to be able to use just one of these plugins? So that's really important. If you're adding plugins that have got all these extra features, you think, oh, I might use these features. You probably won't. And it's probably not worth it for reasons I will explain shortly. Reputation and reviews is the next thing you should consider. Select plugins that have high ratings and positive reviews from other users, not from the people themselves, and ensure that they are reliable, well supported, and regularly updated. In the world of WordPress particularly, and that's where I spend most of my time, because it is an open source environment, there are a lot of plugins that are created and then just left to molder. They're not supported, they're not updated. Often they don't need to be updated except for when, PHP versions change or base operating software changes and updates, and then you need to do that. Or one of its features it's using, there's been a bug found way down in the feature stack, but it's going to affect this plugin, and there you've got to, it's a whole nightmare. So you've really got to be aware of the plugins that you're choosing, making sure that they are maintained, they're still maintained, they're still up to date, that they have got support, and that they actually do what they say they do and aren't introducing other problems to your website. Compatibility. Now, it's really hard sometimes to work out whether something is going to be compatible with the rest of the plugins on your site and with your theme and anything else that you're running on your site. Sometimes it is really just a suck it and see type mentality where you plug it in and you turn it on and you think, please work. But make sure as best as you can that you're not going to be introducing conflicts by introducing a specific plugin. There are known conflicts with certain plugins and themes, and those themes should have which plugins it doesn't work well with noted, but also sometimes it doesn't. So, as best to the best of your ability, check the compatibility of the plugin you're choosing with the theme and other plugins that you're already using. I've already covered make sure the plugins have got regular updates, but yeah, let's just go back over that. It's not just, do they do updates to it regularly? It's, are they updating it to ensure that they are secure, that they are compatible with the latest version of website technologies? I mean, again, I'm talking WordPress, but it's not the only one out there. Are the authors of those plugins actually maintaining them for security reasons? Is there support and documentation? If the plugins come with detailed documentation and customer support to assist you if there's any issues, they're the ones I tend to choose over the ones that don't. The ones that I go to and all you've got is the page on the forum for it, the repository for the plugins for this particular plug and play website builder. And it's like, yeah, there's no support offered. It's like, do I really want to do this? Because if it breaks, if it doesn't work, I'm going to have to work this out myself. And if I'm going to have to work it out myself, I might as well write it myself from scratch. So make sure you've got support and documentation available. Now, I spoke before about making sure that the functionality you choose is just for the functionality and that it's not adding any extra bloat to the site. The reason you do that is because every extra function you add to the site adds a degree of load time to it. It will impact the speed of your website, particularly if that function is being loaded even if you're not using it. And that's often how these things are written. It's like, yeah, we'll just load this up. As soon as the site loads, we'll just load this up. Oh, you're not using it? Oh, well, that's too bad, isn't it? And that's just going to start impacting on the speed of the site. So the reason you want to avoid bloat in your plugins is really to minimize the impact on speed to your website. The other reason, of course, is your security, and every extra function you add, every extra piece of code you add is just another point that a hacker can try to hack your site through. They might not succeed. Only takes them one time for them to succeed. And if you're not using a function, get rid of it. Turn it off as best you can. I would love to hear from you about your plugins. What are your favorite plugins? What are your least favorite plugins? What plugins did you install thinking this is going to be fantastic and it was anything else but? Leave some comments wherever you are watching or listening to this video. You can send me DMs via our social media presence. We'd love to hear from you. You could also come across and join us at our locals community, askcharlyleetham.locals.com. You can join us there and join the conversation there. You can start a chat up from our website. Whatever it is you choose to do, I would love to hear from you. I'd love to see some conversations going on around this, and I would really love to hear about what's worked for you and what hasn't. Tomorrow, we are going to talk about privacy policy in terms of service and the importance to your website. That will be topic number 266. Okay, if you could remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell so that you find out when we drop more content. I would most definitely appreciate that. And until tomorrow, you guys have a fantastic and safe day. See you tomorrow.